Good morning, Old Fisherman back with you. Hey, we're going to go over a few things. I'm going to thank a few people for all the good stuff they've been sending me. Hey, first off, I want to thank Mr. William Cook. In a package I got yesterday through the mail, William Cook sent me a doggone cast cane reel through the mail. Can you believe it? I was just talking about my spinning reel was all jammed up, and I get home and I got a reel in the mail. Hey, it's a wonder how things work. Great fans send you good stuff through the mail. Hey, you can't beat it. I want to also thank the Chapman family. Andrew Chapman from Union, South Carolina sent me some gup shrimp, 2 bottles of gup shrimp. We got the white and the new penny color. Is going to be wonderful to use them on the catfish coming up. Some trilene, 8-pound test and 10-pound test trilene line. And some crappie nibbles. I mean, it was and some wahoo bumping spoons. It was a whole bag full of stuff. You've got to love a great fan like that. Buddy DeHealer from Kansas sent me a doggone chair through the mail for my boat. Love that chair. Thank you, Buddy from Kansas. Buddy DeHealer. I hope I pronounced your name right. Charles and Ginger Johnson. Hey, they sent me some Bobby Garland jigs, baby shad jigs, and a new color I hadn't used. And let me tell you, that is one doggone good color jig. And there it is right there. Look at the color of that jig. It's a liqueur chartreuse pearl. They love it. That's the one I've been catching them on with my long rod straight down. And I like to use that little tiny jig head, a little daggone 16th with a small hook. You got to love it. The Old Fisherman getting stuff through the mail. My goodness, how wonderful is that? Wayne Tolleson, he gave me them spoons. Wayne give me some jig heads. We got Wayne's jig heads and spoons. And he gave me different packages of stuff. But Wayne give me a bunch of heads and jig and spoons, different kinds, different sizes, jig heads and spoons. Then Dennis up there from North Carolina, on the lake, he give me some spoons to use. Different spoons to use. Try his spoons. Hey, you got to love that. Appreciate it, Dennis. And then we're going up to David Sykes. He give me some jigs from Tennessee. And then Jeremy Hollins sent me some daggone hair jigs from Tennessee also. Hey, I love Tennessee, let me tell you. If it wouldn't be Bill Dance, I'd have a Tennessee hat on, I reckon. I don't know, Bill wouldn't like that. But anyhow, hey, love you all, appreciate it. Hey, get calls from Bobo Campbell. He talks with me on the phone, like him. Hey, the Keith Briggs the brothers, Keith and his 2 brothers, I met them at the ramp. He gave me some Gup Alive Recharge. Kevin Joy from Denver, North Carolina, give me jigging spoons. He got me, some wonderful jigging spoons. You got to love it. Jigging spoons. North Carolina is supposed to have rattlers in. I hadn't had a chance to use them yet. Just wonderful little jig spoons. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. My goodness. Angela from Oklahoma. Hey, you got to love old Angela. She's a wonderful little gal. If I was down to Oklahoma, I'd let her get in the boat with me and take her fishing. It's just so she's a wonderful gal. Appreciate her. And Miss Pearlie out in Florida. Hey, them 2 gals right there, I would love to get in the boat and take them fishing. Thank you for being such great fans to the Old Fisherman. But Angela gave me some triple ripples and some gup shrimp. She sent that in the mail. Mike Brandon gave me some needle nose and many other things, some spoons, jigs. Mike's a great friend I met through the show. Love Mike Brandon. Hey, he's from South Carolina, and he comes down right regular and goes fishing with me. He always has his boat, and I got mine. I've done a couple shows with Mike out there. Love Mike. Thank you, Mike. And Keith Smith give me some berry spoon. Keith and his buddy, they met me on the lake. I took them out, and they caught a good pile of fish. And I'm sorry, but I don't remember his buddy's name, and I didn't write it down. That joker, he gave me $100 and just for a tip. And I give him a pile of T-shirts because I felt bad about taking his money. But hey, wonderful fans, and I don't remember his name. I'm sorry. Keith, you need to tell me his name. I forgot his name. But he was a wonderful fan. And I said something on one of my shows about it, but I forget his name. I had to go back to the show. I ain't got my ducks in a row. But hey, just a few of my fans. Thank all of you for giving me things. Hey, and I love these daggone new flutter spoons right here. Hey, I'm gonna try them. I bet you Lake Murray rockfish ain't seen no gold and black and silver flutter spoon. They'll have to eat that sucker up. A lot of times fish, when they haven't seen something, they'll eat it up. Now we're gonna go through with a couple of these jigs that I'm using for these crappies. I told you that's what I like to use on my long rod. Now when I'm casting, at one time I used to use mini jigs and Challenger jigs with a split tail, and I'm sure they all still work great. But you know, people change, you start using different things, new things come around, and you get hooked up on different things, and that's what you do. Well, hey, the slider jig, that blue right there in chartreuse, it works real well in Monticello for them perch. I hadn't tried the slider jig on the crappie, but that skylight color, you know, I got many shows showing you that skylight jig. Let me tell you, they eat it up. And here's a Moglow a jig that I like to use also. It works real well, the Bobby Garland. And of course, you know, I love to go up shrimp. And I pulled these out just a few minutes ago to show, and then I dried up. You see how they start shriveling up when you keep them out of the solution? That's the only thing about the gup shrimp and the gup minnow. If you don't put them back in that solution, they will draw up and they get tough as dogs. But hey, I want to show you, the other day I come back and these jigs was in the door handle of my truck. Somebody, and whoever did, I wish you'd comment on my show and tell me you the one left these jigs. That's a pretty little jig. I might want some more of them, especially if they make them. I'm not crazy about white on Lake Monticello. I like a little darker color, some blue and chartreuse. They'd eat that thing up. I guarantee you, them white perch, I'm sure they'll probably eat it up anyhow, white and yellow. And I'm sure them crappies will eat it up also. Hey, when I was catching them daggone little perch the other day, let's see if I can find one out. I ain't got one out. I thought I had some out. I tell you, I set this table up and the wind went to blow and blowed all stuff off my table. It's probably all over the ground out here. But hey, this doggone little jig here is what I was catching. Them yellow perch on and bass in Lake Murray. If you don't think they won't hit that, a largemouth, I've caught 7-pound largemouth on that jig. They love it. It's a bass assassin, crappie, dapper. It is a wonderful little jig. Any of the colors, I like the greens and blues and chartreuse. That's the ones I like. Here's another one, a chartreuse and green. They love that jig. I can't tell you how many I've caught on them. To get in Lake Murray, and the perch in Lake Murray likes that clear and clear jig and white looking, and the stripers, the little stripers will eat it up. When the limit's off or you just want to catch them and throw them back, you put that on an 1/8 ounce head with a lead above it, drop it at the bottom 25, 30 foot in rockfish and reel it up, they'll knock it out your hand. I'm telling you, they'll hit that small jig now. You got to love that. And let's see, okay, I use a lot of these heads here from Walmart. I like those heads. They 1/8 and 16th. I use a lot of them from Walmart. Walmart's got a good price. Can't wait to use this big spoon that Wayne gave me for them stripers in Lake Murray. I guarantee you when they hit that big spoon, they'll hit this big spoon. We can probably tear them up on it also. And it's coming up the time of the year when that money minnow is really good, people. I don't have one out here, but a long hook with that money minnow will kill the fish in Lake Murray. Right now, coming up. Just cast a money minnow. You'll have a good time. I promise. But hey, I want to show you a couple rods that I use. My new rods from H2O Express, and I got an H2O Metley reel that I use from H2O Express. This is the Bone Daddy series rod. This is the rod that I love. I got this different one that goes up to 3/4 ounce, a medium heavy, but it'd be great for the flutter spoon. And we bought the smaller version, goes up to 5/8. And it's got such a good bend. You've seen it on my shows, how it bends. Look at that thing. You can see it on the show. It's going to be, I can't wait to try them out on the flutter spoon. It's going to be fun if I can get that thing to work on that limber rod, catching them doggone stripers on that flutter spoon with that limber rod. That is going to be something to look at. I can't wait. Now, hey, I like my little casting rod. You know, when I cast for them daggone catfish over yonder on the rocks, it's coming up real soon. We'll be over there with night crawlers within the next 2 or 3 weeks, trying them. It's warm, it got warm quick. The crappies come in and spawned a little bit and left out. They quit now, slacked off with this cold snap. what it is, they started pulling the water again. For one weekend there, they let the water up high, and that's why the crappies bit so good in Monticello. Now, they pumping in at night, pull it out today. When you get over there, it's starting to drop. Hey, I found a little secret out there, I might tell you. You can try them trolling when the water's dropping. I caught a few, not a lot. Hey, I also caught some catfish trolling. On the triple ribble tip with a minnow, 1/8 ounce heads, all you need. Throw it back a good ways, get it down about 10 foot or 12 foot. You catch doggone crappies and catfish, and I caught a largemouth like that too. So it might be a new way we're coming up with right here shortly, trolling. But hey, I don't think the crappies is over yet. I think what we need, over there you got to hit it right. You got to hit the water high, the temperature's got to be right. And when that water temperature gets into 60 degrees, you start catching them. And then when it gets a little bit more than 60, watch out. We were trolling this year probably for some catfish. I think that's going to be another way to catch them. I think you can catch them trolling. Hey, I caught 2 minutes a couple days ago. I didn't have it on video, but I caught some nice catfish trolling the triple ripple jig. Now, here's another rod, and they got these out, a couple of them down there. I should have bought me some more yesterday. Got them marked down $10, I think. H2O Express crappie rod. Oh my goodness. This is what I love with them daggone double jigs, with them perch on Lake Monticello. Hey, it goes 1/8 to 3/8 ounce, 6 to 12 pound test, and it's a 6 foot 8 inch rod. I got a little Mitchell reel on it with my doggone a little Mitchell reel. Is a good little setup. Somebody said, why don't I tighten my drag? Listen, on the one that drag's been squealing when I set the hook a lot of times, it's that daggone 4 pound test. If you don't have your drag loose when you set the hook on a 4 pound test, you'll break the line. So people, I know a lot of these guys that have the heavier stuff don't understand why my drag is squealing, but the old fisherman knows from experience. I don't like setting the hook and breaking my line. And I've done it before, so I'd rather have it a little loose than I would too tight. Remember, when you go to fishing, always pull your drag and make sure that it pulls. See, that was a little tight, but when you start, you make sure that it pulls before it'll break the line, or you will break your line when you hook a big fish. That's how I can catch big fish on a little line, is I always stay in contact with my drag, and looser is better. I don't care what y'all think. That's what the old fisherman believes. And what he believes is what he's gonna do. I can tell you. Listen, this Eagle fender rod is a good one for this daggone crappie jigs too. This is the ones I've been trolling with. I got 4 pound tests. I do a lot of casting with it. With the Mr. Crappie's yellow, but then I take a leader off with a swivel and go to an 1/8 ounce head. I like a 1/16 or an 8. If I use an 8, I don't use a lead on it. If I use a 1/16, I put a number 7 lead above it. That's what I do. Whether y'all think it's right or wrong, that's what the old fisherman does. I'm trying to show you why I do. Not what somebody else thinks, what I do. And what we do. Hey, this is old Okoma rod, C-E-L-I-L-O, Celio, or whatever. Good little rod for minnows. I use that with my minnows. It's got a little soft end. You need a soft end for minnows, people. Soft end. What I do is I use a number 4 crappie hook, and I use a number 7 lead with a swivel. That's what I do. That's my crappie setup right there. A small hook. I don't use no big number 2 hook. I used to a long time ago. I went to number 4 and I like it better. Okay, it catches them big fish. And I like a little, now with my long rod, I like that long long Berkeley rod called a Crappie Pro. And I use that on my catfish and my doggone night crawler fishing along the rocks. But I use this Wally Marshall 7 foot, I think it's 7. No, it's got to be more than that. It's done wore out, I can't even see how long it is, but I think it's a daggone 7 foot. It's got to be 7, 8 foot, something like that. Or 9, it might be 9. Anyhow, hey, might be 9, but I got a, and you see this color jig right here? Them crappies, and that catfish the other day, I was tipping that with a minnow trolling right there and catching them. They was eating it up, tipped with a toughy minnow. Hey, and they were liking it, let me tell you. I mean, I ain't catch a lot of them, but I caught some. Anytime I catch some, I'm happy. But got one other thing I want to show you. Buddy of mine And Keith Smith told me I need to buy this little crappie jig, this little swim bait, little minnow from Walmart. $4 and something. I bought 2 of them. I'm thinking, I ain't too sure, but the only problem is you can't cast it far. But let me tell you, crappies, yellow perch, white perch, and largemouth will hit it. I done caught every one of them. The other day I was playing in the cove with a bunch of little largemouths in there, and I was playing with them with this thing. The thing don't go but a couple foot deep. I threw it up against the bank in the shade, and I didn't see what was down there, but about a 4-pound black largemouth sucked that baby down with them little small hooks. He finally got off. But let me tell you, that was fun for a little bit. With that little minnow and a 4-pound largemouth, she was sitting up there in the bed, and apparently I pulled it down in front of her and she crushed it. So they'll hit that thing, but the only problem is it's not heavy enough to cast. I have problems. I like my jig head. I can cast it farther. Let's see. I think that's about all. Hey, I want to show you one other thing though. I'm gonna show you my old. It's gonna look bad, but anyhow, an old rod that I broke off, an old crappie rod, and I taped with some duct tape, and I've had it for a long time, to a king pole. Well, the king pole used to be longer, but I done broke the end of it off. So I put a wire, taped the wire to the end, and I made some corkscrews with the wire where you can run your line around it, twist it, and punch the jigs off when you get hung up. Hey, I bet you I would have lost 10 to 100 jigs last week if it wouldn't have been for this right here. This sucker here has helped me save a bunch of my jigs. I get it on the line, you send it on one of my shows, and I punch it off. And it works sometimes it don't. But more of the times it works. And if something works sometimes, it's worth trying. Hey, you got to love it. The Old Fisherman is enjoying life. Hey, and I love each and every one of you, my fans. All the comments, I spent a lot of time trying to reply to some of these comments, and I love all of you, and thank you so much for sending me stuff through the mail, and I really, from the deepest part of my heart, appreciate it. And I love you all. And keep on watching, and subscribe now, hit the like button, don't hit the thumbs down. I hate thumbs down. I'll be the first to tell you, thumbs down I don't like. Like button, thumbs up, and subscribe to the Old Fisherman. I love you all. See ya.